Welcome back. Please like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Hello everyone, and welcome to our technology update. Today, we are discussing a major breakthrough in the world of quantum computing.
That is right, Alex. A new study from the University of Chicago and MIT suggests we have reached a transistor moment for this technology.
For our listeners, the transistor was the invention that made modern computers possible. Why is this comparison so important today?
Well, for a long time, quantum computing was mostly a theory. Scientists were just trying to prove the physics worked. But now, the data shows we can actually build these systems on a large scale.
So the focus is shifting. It is no longer just a scientific experiment, it is becoming a project for engineers.
Exactly. The study confirms that we now have the tools for error correction. This means we can fix mistakes the computer makes, which is necessary for mass-scale manufacturing.
This is a significant moment for the United States. As President Trump continues to emphasize American leadership in technology, this breakthrough ensures we stay at the front of the global race.
It certainly does. While it will still take several years to see these powerful computers in everyday use, the most difficult technical barriers have finally been broken.
It sounds like we are entering a very calm but very productive new era of computation.
I agree. We are moving from testing ideas to building the future.
Thank you, Jamie, for that clear explanation. And thank you all for joining us for this update. Hello, and welcome to our report. Today, we are looking at a major advancement in technology and education coming out of Florida.
That is right, Alex. Florida Atlantic University has just announced a $20 million agreement. They are purchasing a highly advanced system called the Advantage2 quantum computer.
This is a partnership with a company called DeemWave. By installing this new hardware, the university will become a primary center for quantum research in the southeastern United States.
It is a significant move for the school. This specific type of computer is designed to solve very complex problems. It is especially good at logistics, which means finding the best way to organize complicated systems.
University President Adam Hasner mentioned that this deal is very important. He believes it creates a bridge between classroom research and real-world industries.
That is an excellent point, Jamie. The university expects this technology to speed up developments in areas like medicine and material science. It is also helping to change the reputation of the region.
Exactly. Many people are now calling South Florida the Quantum Coast. The goal is to attract more high-tech investment and specialized talent to the area.
It clearly shows how American universities are leading the way in new technology. It will be very interesting to see the results of this research in the coming years.
Indeed. It is an exciting step forward for Florida and the tech industry. Thank you for joining us for this update.
Thank you, and we look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Good morning. Today, we are discussing the latest news from the Federal Reserve. As they begin their first meeting of 2026, many people are watching closely.
That is right, Alex. Most experts believe the Fed will keep interest rates exactly where they are, between 3.5% and 3.75%.
In this current environment under President Trump, the economy is in a transition period. Why is the Fed choosing to hold rates steady right now?
It is a delicate balance. On one hand, inflation is still slightly higher than their target. On the other hand, the labor market is cooling down. This has created what we call a wait-and-see situation.
I see. So the central bank is prioritizing a soft landing for the economy.
Exactly. Their goal is to control prices without causing a recession. They want the economy to slow down just enough to stop inflation, but not enough to cause job losses.
There is also the matter of leadership. With a new chair likely to lead the Fed soon, investors are looking for guidance on the future direction of the bank.
Yes, the focus is not just on today's rates. Everyone is waiting for the official statement after the meeting. We are looking for clues about whether the Fed will cut interest rates later this year.
It sounds like a very cautious and professional approach during a time of change.
It is. For now, the message is clear. The Fed is staying steady as they watch how the economy reacts.
Thank you for that clear analysis, Jamie. We will continue to monitor the situation as it develops.
Thank you, Alex.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us for today's market update. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie.
Today, we are looking at the commodity markets, where gold continues to make headlines. Gold futures are holding steady above the $5,000 per ounce level.
It is a remarkable number, Jamie. This record-breaking rally actually began in late 2025, and it shows no signs of slowing down as we move into Tuesday's trading session.
That's right. What is interesting is that the stock markets, specifically the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, are also seeing gains today. These are mostly driven by the energy and defense sectors.
Usually, when stocks go up, gold might go down. But right now, investors are staying cautious. Even with growth in other sectors, many institutional investors want to keep their money in safe haven assets like gold.
Exactly. Analysts say this trend is supported by central banks around the world. These banks are buying more gold to diversify their holdings, moving away from traditional currencies.
It seems that gold has become a cornerstone for many investors. They are using it to protect their portfolios against possible fiscal changes as we head into early 2026.
Under the current administration, the market landscape is shifting quickly. Keeping gold remains a popular strategy for long-term stability.
A very calm and steady performance for the metal indeed. Thank you for that analysis, Jamie.
You're welcome, Alex.
And thank you for listening. We will be back with more updates soon. Good morning. I'm Alex. Today, we are discussing a significant new action from the White House regarding wildfire recovery in California.
Hello, Alex. That's right. President Trump has signed an executive order today. Its main goal is to speed up the rebuilding of Los Angeles communities that were destroyed by wildfires last year.
The scale of the damage was quite large. The fires destroyed about 40,000 acres of homes and businesses, especially in the Pacific Palisades and Eden Canyon areas. The president says this new order will cut through bureaucratic red tape.
To explain that, the order directs federal agencies, like FEMA, to change their rules. It allows builders to self-certify their work. This means builders can officially state they are following safety standards without waiting for certain state or local government approvals.
The president believes this move is necessary to help residents return to their homes as quickly as possible. However, the decision is also causing a serious debate.
It is. On one side, many people are happy to see faster progress. On the other side, some officials are concerned. They feel the federal government is taking too much power over local zoning and environmental laws.
It is a difficult balance between speed and local control. We will continue to monitor how these changes affect the recovery process in Los Angeles.
Thank you for joining us for this update.
Good evening. Today, we are reporting on a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy.
Hello, Alex. That is right. As of today, the United States has officially completed its withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement.
This move has been expected for some time. President Trump announced his intent to leave the agreement exactly 1 year ago. Jamie, could you explain the main reasons behind this decision?
Certainly. The administration maintains that this exit is essential for the country. They want to protect American energy independence and make sure U.S. manufacturing remains competitive.
And I understand there is a specific focus on certain industries?
Yes. The administration wants to support the coal and natural gas sectors. They believe that the rules of the Paris Agreement were too difficult for these American businesses to follow.
This seems to change how the U.S. interacts with the rest of the world on environmental issues.
It does. Experts note that the U.S. is moving away from multilateral agreements, which involve many countries. Instead, the administration prefers to negotiate bilateral deals, which are agreements between just two nations. It is a key part of the America First approach.
While the federal government is moving toward deregulation, are all parts of the country following this path?
Not exactly. Several state governors have signaled that they will not stop their efforts. They plan to continue pursuing their own clean energy goals, even without a federal requirement.
So, while the U.S. is officially out of the global deal, the domestic situation remains complex.
Precisely. Today's official exit confirms the administration's focus on national economic interests over international environmental frameworks.
Thank you for that clear analysis, Jamie.
You are very welcome, Alex.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our update on the U.S. economy. Today, we are looking at some surprising new data regarding how Americans feel about their financial future.
That's right, Alex.
The latest report from the Conference Board shows that the Consumer Confidence Index fell by nearly 10 points in January. This is significant because it is now at its lowest level since 2014.
It seems this decline is happening everywhere. Consumers are less optimistic about the current economy, and they are also worried about the next 6 months. Jamie, what is causing this sudden drop in confidence?
Well, economists point to the labor market. They describe the current situation as a stagnant equilibrium. Essentially, this means that while people still have jobs, the hiring process has slowed down significantly compared to previous years.
I see. So the post-pandemic boom in hiring is over. The report also mentions something called the Expectations Index. It has fallen quite low, hasn't it?
Yes, it is now below the level that usually suggests a recession might be coming. When people feel uncertain about the future, they tend to change their habits.
Exactly. We expect households to become more conservative with their money. This will likely lead to lower retail spending during the first quarter of the year.
It is a cautious moment for the country. As President Trump continues his term, the administration will surely be watching these numbers closely to see if the trend continues.
Indeed. It is a complex situation for both consumers and policymakers. Thank you for that analysis, Jamie.
You're welcome, Alex.
Good morning. Today, we are looking at new data from the U.S. Census Bureau regarding the nation's population trends.
Good morning, Alex. The latest report shows that the U.S. population reached 342 million in 2025. However, the growth rate has slowed down to just 0.5%.
That is a significant change. In 2024, the growth rate was nearly 1%. Why is the population growing more slowly this year?
There are two main reasons. First, birth rates in the U.S. remain at historic lows. Second, there has been a major drop in international migration. Experts point to the tightening of immigration policies under President Trump as a primary factor behind this slowdown.
If birth rates are low and migration is decreasing, how does this affect the economy?
It is a serious concern for the future. Since fewer babies are being born, the country relies on migration to expand the workforce. Without a steady flow of new residents, it may become harder for businesses to find enough workers.
The report also mentions that people are moving to different parts of the country. What do the numbers show?
We are seeing a growing regional divide. Many people are moving to the Sun Belt states in the South and West. Meanwhile, population growth in the Northeast and Midwest is staying the same or even slightly declining.
It seems the map of America is changing in more ways than one. Thank you for this analysis, Jamie.
You are very welcome, Alex.
Good morning. Today we look at an incredible discovery from outer space. NASA's Perseverance rover has found something unusual on the surface of Mars.
That is correct, Alex. While exploring the Jezero crater, the rover discovered bright white rocks. After a close analysis, scientists identified them as kaolinite.
For our listeners who are not scientists, what exactly is kaolinite and why does it matter?
On Earth, kaolinite is a type of clay. It is very important because it only forms in specific conditions. It requires millions of years of heavy rainfall, usually in warm tropical climates.
That is a significant shift in how we view Mars. Previously, many thought Mars was mostly cold. Does this mean the planet was once warm and humid?
Exactly. This discovery provides the strongest evidence yet that ancient Mars had a climate similar to Earth's tropical regions. It wasn't just a wet planet. It was a place with a thick atmosphere and consistent rain for a very long time.
The scientists at Purdue University also mentioned how these rocks were found scattered across the area. What does that tell us?
It suggests that the rocks were moved by natural forces. Scientists believe that massive floods or large, powerful rivers carried these rocks across the landscape long ago.
It sounds like Mars was once far more hospitable to life than we originally modeled. This must be an exciting time for the space program under President Trump's administration.
It certainly is. This find prompts new questions about how the Martian atmosphere evolved. It shows that our neighbor planet has a much deeper, more complex history than we ever imagined.
Thank you for that clear analysis, Jamie. It is a reminder of how much more there is to learn about our solar system.
My pleasure, Alex. We will continue to follow the rover's journey.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us for today's Science and Policy Update.
We begin with a major event, Space Science Week 2026, hosted by the National Academies.
Hello, Alex. This year's meeting has a very interesting focus. While it is called Space Science Week, the experts are actually looking down at the bottom of the ocean.
That is an interesting connection. Why is the deep sea so important for space scientists right now?
It comes down to resources. The meeting focused on seabed critical mineral resources. These are materials like cobalt and nickel found on the ocean floor. They are essential for high-tech manufacturing and for building what we call the lunar economy, our future bases and tools on the moon.
So we need these minerals from the ocean to help us explore space. But mining the ocean floor sounds like it could be risky for the environment.
Exactly. That is the main challenge. As private companies prepare to mine the seabed, the national academies want to provide a scientific framework. Their goal is to offer objective advice to the government. They want to find a way to get these minerals while still protecting the ocean's health.
This seems like a high priority for the current administration. How does this fit into federal goals?
Under President Trump, there is a strong focus on resource independence. These discussions will help set the research priorities for the rest of the decade. The goal is to ensure the United States remains a leader in both technology and space exploration.
It is a complex balance between progress and conservation. Thank you for that clear analysis, Jamie.
You're very welcome, Alex.